Welcome to the Popish Plot. I'm Nate.
I'm Jessica.
And I'm Mike. It's Wacky Wednesday.
And it is our Lenten check-in. We are about halfway through the season of Lent. And now is an excellent time, if you haven't already been doing so, to consider how your Lent has been going. Look back, evaluate what's been working for you, what hasn't.
And if things haven't been working for you, it's an opportunity for you to not despair, but to rededicate yourself, to give it another try. Tomorrow's a brand new day.
That's right. Lent is not a sprint. It is more of a marathon. And so if by some chance you've stumbled and fallen, that's okay. Get back up and get back in the race. It's not over yet. Things you might want to consider is, how's it been going? Have you had difficulty? Is there maybe something that isn't working for you? Maybe you bit off more than you can chew. On the other side of the coin, maybe things are going a little too easy. Maybe in deciding what it was that you were going to do for Lent, you were not strict enough with yourself and you gave yourself an easy road. Maybe now is an excellent time to pick up a little something extra. Maybe an extra 5 minutes of prayer somewhere.
Maybe you just aren't having quite enough of the desert experience. There's lots of advice nowadays to don't give up chocolate, to try to take something on, which is a very good thing to do. But, as Nate said, maybe you haven't been pushing yourself as hard as you know you should be. You can do more than you think if you just give yourself permission to try. But, because we certainly don't want to preach what we don't practice, how's your Lent going, Nate?
My Lent is actually going pretty well. When we got together on Fat Tuesday, I said I wasn't really sure what I was going to go and do, but I went.
I think mostly then we were just digesting.
We were, but I went and started working on saying 1 decade of the Rosary every day. Sort of working my way through all the mysteries, and I'll probably end up doing it at least one more time around. Well, with the 40 days of Lent, it's plenty of days to go and make my way through 20 mysteries.
Indeed.
Also, I've worked on spending more time in the Adoration Chapel. Jess and I went and picked up an hour of our own. Technically it's an hour that we share with another family, but we have a time that we are dedicating to going to the Adoration Chapel.
That's fantastic.
And that's been working very well for me. It's still a little difficult, especially with the morning prayers I was already doing and the rosary that I want to do every day. Just in remembering to do it. If I set myself a time to do it, that works all fine and good, except for when I have days where I'm doing something else at that time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the weekend. I'm usually sleeping in and getting up at my leisure, so I'm not getting up, sitting down immediately after I get out of bed and praying, but rather I'm just sort of going about a nice leisurely morning, and it kind of throws a ripple into things.
It's so much easier to do things when they're on your schedule, but sometimes the only way to unwind is not to have that schedule.
Exactly.
It's a puzzle.
How about you, Mike?
I, as usual, have bit off way more than I could chew. I'm juggling, I'm spinning a lot of plates on sticks.
All right.
And so far, most of them aren't broken. Praying the Divine Office has been a flaming wreck. Have not been able to keep up with that at all. So we'll try again in Easter. Best Lent ever is going very well. It's a great little video and then a reflection every day. The Lenten Gospel Reflections going very well, but that was pretty easy for me because I have it in book form here, but I get those emails from Bishop Barron's Word on Fire every day. So it's not an extra discipline, but there's something great about the tactile sensation of having a book.
Yes, I believe we already went over the smell of dead trees and soy ink.
Yeah, but I should also say that taking on as a Lenten discipline, 1, 2, 3 separate Bible studies? Perhaps not my best idea. I'm keeping up with them, but I'm a little burned out, and we're only halfway through. But interestingly, where I get the energy is from sleeping less. Every Wednesday, I wake up extra early, and I drive out to the local abortion mill, and I participate in the 40 Days for Life campaign. And I just stand by the side of the road with a sign. I normally pray a rosary and a Divine Mercy chaplet. It's either been cold or raining every Wednesday so far, and it's exhausting, but at the same time, it's invigorating. Plus, of course, there's my favorite non-disciplinary Lenten discipline.
Okay.
Our Friday fish fry. Which is way too much fun to be even remotely penitential. So, like, I'm serving others, but I'm not suffering. I always wrestle with how to figure that out.
We do have a good time there.
We have way
Some
too
of
much
us
fun.
have a better time than others, but everybody has a good time.
And there's the bake sale too. I mean, there's been times when I've been there with the kids, and suddenly Father or Deacon or someone's like, "Here, have some cookies."
Mm-hmm. What do you do when a holy man tells you to eat something? What do you do?
I do the same thing I do when a holy man tells me to do just about anything.
You do it.
I do it.
Here, eat these 3 Danishes. You're the boss.
You're the boss. Hey, if a man of the cloth says I should do it, there's a relatively good chance that that's not a bad idea.
Except our buddy Deacon Ken, he's dangerous because he knows that people are going to do what he tells them, and he's mischievous. He's a very holy man, but it's only mischief.
I don't necessarily do whatever he tells me to. Father Steve, maybe, but maybe even Deacon Omar. Although I did have a really hard time with the challenge to not complain.
A lot of us complained about the challenge to not complain, so we're still working on that. But it was good because it forced us to stretch ourselves. But what about you, Jess? How are your Lenten disciplines going?
Well, they're going pretty good. As Nate already said, we picked up an hour at the chapel. We have to make it official yet because usually I always see Bethany all the time. And since we picked a time, I saw her for like 2 seconds.
She disappeared?
And she disappeared.
Mm-hmm. Well, she got what she wanted out of you, so now she's working on others.
We didn't tell her yet.
She doesn't know.
Oh, she knows.
Well, that's true. She may have talked to the other family that was there.
Bethany and the Lord, they're very tight.
Yes.
She knows.
And for an unrelated program that I've been using to work on getting all my stuff done throughout the day, there's different challenges. And there's both a Lenten challenge, which is just, make sure you do your Lenten thing every day, and it gives you a note, and then you get points if you say, yes, I've done it. And there was another one.
Everybody loves points.
Yes. There was another one that was to start reading a devotional or scriptures and then, meditate on it. So, although you have failed at the liturgy of the hours, I usually read the 3 p.m. hour because I pick the kids up from school, I sit down, I have a little time before I have to make dinner, and so I read through it, and then I'll spend some extra time thinking about the short Bible verse they have, because, of course, it's not pretty much all the Bible. It's not like we're reading all the Psalms, but there's always an extra, 2 verses from some other book of the Bible. Mm-hmm. So I will go over and read that, and, of course, it's all about Lent-type things, because they planned this out ahead of time, so I added a little bit more to our original, just praying in the chapel more.
Very cool. And so, what about you, dear viewer? How's your Lent going? Going well? Do you feel like you need to start again? Let us know in the comments below. You can share your Lenten disciplines. You can share the thing that you failed at. Yeah. You can share the thing that, I'll do next year.
If you bit off more than you chew, feel free to own up to that. Mm-hmm. Or if you didn't bite off enough, maybe point out that you need to, consider what else you could do. Maybe we might have some suggestions for you, dear viewer. So please, feel free to comment below on all the things that are going on with your Lent. And remember to hit the subscribe button and ring the bell next to it so you'll know when new episodes come out. Like this episode if you watched it all this way, because clearly if you've watched it all this way, you must enjoy it at least a little bit. And it gives us encouragement and lets us know that we're doing a good job. And until next time, live your faith.
Love your faith.
Share that love.